young boy come up off that neck into the trends. See a lead be the band.
Welcome to Bleachers and Speakers. I'm your host, June. Foster, we got a final, bro.
We do.
That was a lot of offense displayed tonight, man. Lions win 42-29.
42-29, yeah.
42-29. Hold on. Before we get into that, though, make sure you subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube, and for your audio fixes, any podcast aggregators, that's YouTube, Spotify, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just type in Bleachers and Speakers FFSN. Follow us. Download those episodes. Foster, there was a lot of good and a little bit of ugly, but at the end, it's a win. It's a win. And I said there was 4 straight losses. It was 6 straight losses to them.
I saw that too, yeah.
So, hey, Lions are 3-1 with tonight's win. I definitely think Terrion Arnold, I don't want to call him out like that, but he's got a lot of growing up to do. He's a young gunner, and the stuff he was doing, and then he was like pleading his case, and I'm not watching. It's like I want to believe him, then you see the replay, and it's like, bro, what are you arguing for? The one where he tackled him and was like, what? And he was pointing like, look at the film. Bro, you tackled the dude. Now the last one though, I thought was kind of ticky-tacky, but you've been doing it all night, so they're going to call it.
You've been labeled, or you become, once you've done it that many times, it's like they're kind of anticipating and expecting it to happen. So.
And I'm so tired of Geno Smith looking so good versus us. God, he was lighting it up. But he threw almost 60 passes, Foster.
Yeah, and 400 yards. He had 395. And
yeah.
That is a lot. That's a lot
of passing yardage. That's a lot of passing yardage. And I think Kirby, once again, another touchdown, another interception in the end zone. And it's always like right on time. Like it's always at a desperately needed time. You just don't throw the ball.
That was a great catch too. Oh my God.
That was a great catch. Yeah, that was a great catch. And I gotta give it up to Goff. I gotta read his stat line. I pulled this. I usually get you to do it, Foster, but I had to do this. Goff, 18 for 18, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a touchdown reception.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Man, look, now I'm telling you, man, I be on, while the game's going, I be watching Facebook, and there was a couple people, and I was like, I just don't like our quarterback. What did he do wrong? He did the safety at the end, and
the safety at the end.
I blame the play calling.
It's just not a good play call for him. I understand where they were coming from, where the clock was going to you normally you say this late in the game, you run the ball because you want the clock to run. But with the 2-minute warning there, the clock was going to stop at the tackle anyway. So I understand, but with a guy like Jerry, and the route was wide open. Tim Patrick.
He just didn't have the time.
But he looked very much Josh Reynolds-esque.
He had some great he had some good catches, Tim Patrick. That's the other receiver. That's the production we need. And J-Mo, oh my gosh.
J-Mo.
Dave says, nice win. Thanks, Dave. J-Mo, it's like you get a couple of touches like that a game, and NFL teams are on notice, man. I told you I thought, Foster, it would be a high-scoring game, but I didn't think it would be like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first. I mean, we've seen the defense have its struggles as far as the cornerback position, especially Terrion Arnold. But Yeah, this was a bit much. I think that we suffered from the not having Brian Branch out there. Although Brandon Joseph had a pretty good game. He had some tough plays down the stretch. He had quite a few tackles. But I think we missed Barnes. I mean, Kenneth Walker had 3 touchdowns.
Ooh.
And yeah, our linebacking core looked a little depleted out there because he kind of had his way. So
Yeah. He once he got to the edges, it was curtains.
yes, yeah,
Just
mostly the edges that he was able to attack, and but yeah, I mean, overall, the defense did enough to get the victory. They had 2 turnovers. I believe that fumble recovery on Metcalf was huge, where we almost scored a touchdown. It was almost a fumble recovery for a touchdown, and then of course Kirby had the interception as well. So we won the turnover battle, which was huge.
well, I want to say in the first half you held them to 1 touchdown. I think the score was 21-7.5, correct?
That's correct.
So, you know,
They missed the field goal, and and Vaki returned it. They got the face mask, and then they elected to decline and take the game to half. But yeah, yeah, we held them to 1 touchdown.
let's take a quick break because we're not gonna be here long, but we got to get those ads in though. Montgomery, man. Montgomery got a screen pass that he should have been stopped after about 3 yards, and he ran about 40 yards. Did you see that, Foster?
I may have missed it, but I think I did see it in the stat line. How did he?
Okay, Foster, let me tell you this, right? It was a screen, right?
Was it the beginning of the second half?
Yeah, it was a screenplay.
Yeah, it was 40. Yeah, okay. I missed that.
It was a screenplay, and Witherspoon, deadlock, comes up, sheds a block, hits him. He bounces off of that. There's another person that grabs his leg. He gets out of that, and he hits the corner for 40 yards. And it was like, wow. It was like that was a play that should have been like 3 yards, and he wound up getting about 41 yards on that reception. It was like there's no stopping this offense after seeing that. Like I was like, this is the night. Troy says, wow, guys, how we doing? We are money on Monday. We are money on Monday night. Let's go. Yeah, for sure. He also says that Monty catch and run was ferocious. Foster, you're going to see it on the replay at some point. I mean, it was like they just let you know it was the Lions' turn on offense on this night, and I don't think there was a lot of glaring. I think he spread the ball around pretty good. I want to say Jahmyr Gibbs had 14 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Montgomery had 12 carries and 40 yards. Jamison Williams had 2 catches for 80 yards. He was the leading receiver in yards. Laporta had 4 catches and 53 yards. Tim Patrick had 2 clutch passes for 52 yards. And St. Brown had 6 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown.
Less than Patrick.
So, yeah, yardage wise,
but he did throw for a touchdown and
yes, he threw for a touchdown.
And catch one. So
to the speed, we gotta put golf in the slot a little more, man. He's kind of fast, man. Yeah, I mean, they pulled out all the stops on offense tonight. You've seen it with that play, and it's just like the offense was clicking. And I kind of figured, and I knew it was going to take a few games for the offense. And this Seattle defense is a good defense, but I knew the offense would click at some point. And now we have a bye week, Foster.
We need it.
And I want to say this: the guard that took over for Glasgow when he did a great job tonight. He was pretty good. He was pretty good without I mean, with having to move Glasgow to center, he filled in at that guard position pretty good. So hats off to him. And I just thought I didn't think it was going to happen like this. I'm thinking we're going to get a 100-yard game from Montgomery, probably 80, 90 yards from Jahmyr Gibbs, but it was it was golf. He was spreading that ball around, and he was perfect from no incompletions. And that last touchdown pass, that St. Brown, he was wide open, but I didn't think he got in. I'm like, no, there's no way he got the toe. But when he celebrated, I said, oh yeah, he knows he got those toes down.
Yeah, that's not the type of ball that you see him catch where he's on the sideline and he's got to get 2 feet in. That's really not his forte. But he did his best DK Metcalf impression, I guess, because he made a pretty nice catch that was similar to that as well.
Yeah, but it's certain receivers when they get this on the sideline and they get a chance to it's a catch. Like I don't even have to see it. I just know who it is. I'm like Metcalf, that he got his feet down. JJ got his feet down. Those people are just good at getting their feet down before going out of bounds and making the catch. Those guys are, I mean, it's certain receivers that and I wasn't expecting that from St. Brown, but he definitely they didn't even signal the touchdown.
Yeah, they never. It took him a while to figure that one out. But
I'm like, what? And then I saw him dance, and I said, yeah, he know he got those feet. Right. I want to see it. I didn't believe that Kirby caught that ball until I saw the replay.
And it was close because he was kind of losing it, but he kept his hand under there. So
he kept his hand, and then it got trapped on his side, and he rolled over, and it was like, okay. And those black uniforms are fire. Those black unis are fire. We got to find something to talk about in the bye week. Who we got after the bye week, Foss?
I believe we have the Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys in Dallas. So
okay, that's going to be a challenge. But we got a week to regroup and heal. Did anything bother you tonight, Foster?
Something did bother me. Well, it was good to see James Houston back. Yeah, it was good to see James Houston back. He was a little rocky. I think he had 2 offsides.
Yeah.
What's gonna bother me is that opposite edge side, because I want to say Pascal got called for a 12th man on the field. I don't know if you can necessarily pin it on him, but I want to say he had at least 1 penalty, but we had a ton of penalties in general.
Yeah. It was 12 penalties, 101 yards last I checked.
Yeah, that's probably 4. Terrion Arnold had 4 himself. And yeah, the defense had, you said it was 12 altogether?
I think the defense had all 12 penalties.
No, I think we had a hold. Sewell, remember when Sewell and Decker both got called for holdings on the same play? Yeah. So I think it was 10 and 12. But yeah, very sloppy game. We're pretty banged up, and you could kind of see it. You could kind of see the glaring weaknesses or just blemishes in our defense. But Brandon Joseph played pretty well. He had 6 tackles. Malcolm Rodriguez, I believe he was the one that actually ended up knocking the ball loose from Metcalf, so that was huge. Amik Robertson had
that was Jack Campbell that knocked the ball loose.
Yes, Jack Campbell knocked the ball loose. Amik Robertson had some pretty big open field tackles. He actually led the team in tackles with 7 today, which usually isn't good when your corners leading in tackles. But yeah, we took the ball away, and I wasn't very. I think that we did record 3 sacks. Levi had 1, Reeder had 1, and Malcolm Rodriguez had 1. But I don't know. I feel like we lost contain a decent amount of times, and
A lot of time. I was going to mention that.
and I think that at times Gino did feel the pressure a little bit, but I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. I don't know who. I mean, for the most part, everybody played. That's going to play out. We have a lot of guys on injured reserve, so obviously Barnes is not going to be back over the. It's just going to be an opportunity for everybody to get healed up. I didn't see Rackstraw out there, so I don't know if he ended up.
Davis went down for a play or two.
And did he come in again?
And Rick Shaw was in there.
Okay, so he just didn't play very much, just due to
didn't play a lot,
the rotation. But this will be a good opportunity for anybody that's feeling any ailments to kind of heal up a little bit. Laporta looked good, despite the fact that
he looked real good.
Yeah. I mean, he had a nice screen play at the end that we almost scored on, so that was huge. Kirby Joseph is one of the best safeties in the league. Absolutely. And, we said that he might make a Pro Bowl this year. And once again, he came through in a big way today. So, he made a huge catch, and and I think he's only given up 2 catches on him, actually. So they said he's got more interceptions than he has, receptions against. So, he's really coming into his own, but we really need to clean it up. We had a lot of penalties. I mean, it's one thing when you're going to have holds, you're going to have pass interference, hopefully not that many, but, too many men on the field. And then the funny thing is Seahawks went down and did the same thing on the goal line too. I was like, what is going on? But on ours, we stuffed the run. So it's like, oh, well, that's one way to stuff the run, have 12 guys out there. So.
Yeah, it was it's one of those games where you've seen a lot of positives, but you've seen some things that made you shake your head like, hey man, we gotta clean this up. This is just ridiculous. Like, here you are up 27-42.
Yeah.
And you're still on the edge of your seats with a couple of minutes left. Like, what's going to happen? And
especially when your quarterback takes a safety, like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like right before the safety. Like, here we are, and it's like we have the ball and we do something crazy. And it's still like there's still time on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Gino's on fire. You know what I'm saying? And we're giving the ball back, giving them 2 points and giving them the ball back. It was like that was the worst case scenario.
It really was.
The worst. So I'm glad the Lions held on and won, but at the same time, there's got to be some stuff cleaned up. And I think one of the remedies that you're going to have to deal with, and I know it might sound crazy, but you can't help what happened. Got to control the clock with the running game. There was a quick strike, though, that I wouldn't trade that for nothing in the world. The 70-yard, that was like, you know what I'm saying? You put your defense right back on the field, and they drove right back down. But you don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if you can score like that, you just got to score. But I think future reference, if you can't stop them, we're going to have to control the clock. Just got to do it. I don't know what happened to Foster. We're probably going to step away for a second, though, for a quick break. And hopefully Foster will be back. And if not, I will wrap this up. I know it's late, but I just wanted to talk about these Lions winning. Lions win 42-29, I think. Or 20, what was the score? 42-29 or 27?
42-29.
Yeah.
27 prior to the safety.
Yeah, I'm going to take another quick break. Troy says, if you can only keep 2, who would you guys keep? Kirby, Aleem, J-Mo. That is a tough question.
That's crazy. I think I have it.
I had to go with J-Mo and Kirby.
Me too. Me too.
I
Yeah.
lean. I mean, you know what it is? It's the D tackle position. It's not a sexy position. It's just, you know, your D tackle's not going to not going to stuff up the stat sheet.
And he saved a
Even though
touchdown. He saved a touchdown today.
he did, and they do a lot. They're very important. They're very vital to a defense. But if you look at what Kirby's doing and the big playability of J-Mo, he's just the odd man out. That's a tough question, though.
That was interesting. I don't know why, because I guess they are eventually are going to have to get paid. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay Kirby. You're going to have to pay J-Mo. I mean, because the thing is, when you've seen what happened when the Rams had to pay Aaron Donald all that money, and then they didn't have a lot of money for anyone else at some point. So it's like, I'd rather, I don't know, man. I don't even want to talk about that right now, because right now, those three are on the team. Let's get through this season, and we'll worry about the rest later. Foster, I'm not going to hold you. I know you've had a long day. I have to work in the morning. I know people. Should I drop this tonight or in the morning?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty late, so I don't know if people are going to stay up and try to listen to it. But
I'll drop it in the morning. Troy says golf perfect game looked like a Super Bowl offense tonight.
We had everything that we needed. We had 2 touchdowns from Gibbs. We had 1 from Montgomery. Laporta was active. Brown had a iffy game, but Patrick stretched the field pretty well.
J-Mo had the long touchdown, big play.
Touchdown from J-Mo. I mean, it's kind of how you draw it up. I mean, that's kind of what you expect, right? Is that J-Mo's going to have that home run play, and then for Goff to complete every pass. Like, I mean, we know he's accurate, but that is a part of me said, you know what? Maybe if he wasn't certain he was going to complete that last pass, he held on to the ball for a little bit longer, but. The fact that we ended up giving up a safety at the end was kind of absurd.
Yeah. Troy says this bye week should help us. Hopefully our injured guys can heal up. Yes, absolutely. That's that would be nice. We know there's certain people we don't expect back for a little while. There's certain key people, but we just have to keep plugging along. We're 3-1, and that's just what it is. We just gotta just keep plugging away at it. I think the Lions look good. Even in their loss versus the Rams, we were in that game.
Bucks.
So, the Bucks. Sorry. The Bucks. The loss versus the Bucks. We look good. Right. I mean, we kept it within striking distance. We just didn't pull it off. Troy said that's what I thought, Foster. He took the sack to save his perfect game.
Because there's just no way that you don't know that it's a perfect game. It crosses your mind. But it's crazy because Patrick was wide open.
He was open. He's been
looking good.
Well, you gotta remember, Foster, like he's up from the practice squad. It's gonna take him a couple games to get acclimated. I think he's starting to, be a part of the plan. And that could be a good thing. He could be that person that fills in for Josh Reynolds nicely. You got the big playability with J-Mo, and you got St. Brown, who's going to get you those timely first downs when you need it, and those red zones touchdowns for him. So that'll work. And tomorrow, watch Scooble dominate. Don't get Foster started. Troy says, watch Scooble dominate tomorrow. Don't get Foster started. And I tell you what, after that game, make sure you tune in to Corner to Copa. I know Foster's going to go live. I just know it. He's going to cover that baseball game, especially Tigers win. He's definitely going to be talking about it tomorrow. So I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. It is nearing midnight. Lions win 42-29. We are 3-1. Good victory. Just got to clean some things up. There's going to be, I don't know, we're going to see some dynamic offenses, but I do know there's not going to be too many tough defenses like we saw tonight. Even though they were depleted, that's a defensive scheme over there that's pretty good, and they had the personnel and the defensive backfield to support it. That's a good defensive team, and it was just like to put up 42 points, you know, you needed it. You needed those 42 points too. Troy says, thanks for the stream, fellas. Go Lions, go Tigers. Have a great night. And with that, Foster, you got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Just get healthy. Get people prepared for the get the guys, the reserves prepared for a tough game in Dallas because
the atmosphere, the game. We're going to talk about it. We're going to preview that Dallas game in pretty good probably next week sometime. With the bye week, it's kind of difficult to keep it fresh, but we're definitely before the game. We're going to preview it in its entirety. So before, just make sure that you are subscribing to Bleachers Speakers on YouTube, and for your audio fix, check us out on all podcast aggregators. Just type in Bleachers Speakers FFSN in your search, and those are platforms like Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. Follow us. Make sure you download the episodes. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. The Lions win 42-29, and it's a prelude to the Tigers winning tomorrow.
Get your lick back. If a nugget gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop, let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get